Dear Mia, when the angel appeared to me, I was frightened, but he quickly told me not to be afraid. When I learned that I was to be the mother of God's son, I could not believe it. I was unmarried. I was not a special person. I didn't understand why I was chosen. I didn't even have time to think about what people would say or what Joseph would say. All I knew was that I was chosen by God, and I felt very blessed. I praised him and thanked him for the opportunity to serve him. It was very hard to travel to Bethlehem. The trip was long, and it took days to get there. Joseph tried to make the trip easier by placing me on a donkey, but I was very uncomfortable because the baby was to be born very soon. When we were so discouraged that we got to Bethlehem and we couldn't find a place to stay. The kind innkeeper let us use the stable, and that's where Jesus was born, sighed Mary.
Dear innkeeper, why didn't you or another innkeeper find a room for Mary and Joseph? What made you decide to let them use your stable? Love, Anna.
Bethlehem was a small village. When Caesar Augustus decreed that everyone must register for taxation in the town of their ancestors, many people came to Bethlehem. We were not prepared to house so many travelers to our village. As it was, all of the innkeepers of the city used every available space. Even the townspeople opened their homes to distant relatives. But there was not enough room. On that night, when I looked at a couple at my door, I knew that they must have a place to stay. The baby was to be born soon, and so I thought of the best place I could. Our stable was attached to the inn, as they usually were. It received warmth from the inn as well as from the animals housed there. I thought clean hay and warmth was better than no place at all. Although if I had known who was being born, I would give them my own dog. The stable was not a place for the Son of God to be born.
you. Is it lonely at night on the hillside on the night that Jesus was born? Did you know that something was happening in Bethlehem? Were you afraid of the angels of Luca?
Dear Luca, shepherding is an important job. When there is grass on the hills outside the villages, shepherds take the sheep there to graze. We don't have a lot of space to grow food for the animals, and so the hills help us until the weather is too cold or wet. And then we return to the villages and use food we have stored. Most shepherds like their work. At night we sit around and tell stories or play musical instruments and sing songs. Often these songs of praise to God are called psalms. We feel close to God when we are out in nature. On the night Jesus was born, we were watching the sheep as usual. But that night we noticed a special brightness in the sky over Bethlehem. We wondered what it might be. Suddenly the heavens seemed to open with a brilliant light, and we were very frightened. Some shepherds covered their eyes, and some fell to their knees. The angel's voice filled the sky, and others joined in, telling us about the miracle in Bethlehem. It was then we understood about the strange light, and some of us decided to go to Bethlehem and see for ourselves what the angels told us. Signed, the shepherd.
Dear angel, what is it like to be angel? Do you know God? What do you do in heaven? How did you feel appear to the shepherds? Love, Morgan.